Star Wars by George Lucas, the amazing similarity of the ancient myths of the Arabs and of those of India with the cult movie. Star Wars is certainly one of the most exciting fantasy universes in the movie industry, but few people know that in his youth, George Lucas was fond of ancient myths and legends. As a youngster, the future film director read the myths of a number of countries of the Arab world translated into English. And when Vaimanika Shastra, the illustrated book detailing with the construction of the vimanas or aeroplanes, was published in English, he also enjoyed reading it. In myths, the Arabs and Indians have one thing in common. In ancient times, with the help of divine technology, they were able to wander the universe and other worlds. Moreover, in the epic of the Battle of Kurukshetra, the demigods wielded weapons that are demonstrated in Star Wars. A bow that shoots energy arrows without reloading, brass knuckles that generate waves of fire, luminous swords that cut through any material. Doesn't it remind you of anything? And what about spaceships? Vimanas are erroneously presented to people only in the forms of pyramids, but in fact they were both round and triangular and disc-shaped. In Arabic mythology, travel between worlds was carried out on flying discs or elongated capsules, and in the hands of the heroes there was always a miniature blade which, if necessary, turned into an energy sword, very similar to a Jedi weapon. Many of the directors, scientists, and engineers read ancient Indian myths and legends. The same Oppenheimer often tested a nuclear bomb, uttered lines from the Bhagavad Gita. He said, if the light of thousands of suns simultaneously shone in the sky, it would be comparable to the radiance of the mighty. I am death, actually, in the original time, destroyer of worlds. In principle, it can be continued here that the story of Luke Skywalker and his difficult relationship with Darth Vader are presented in the ancient Iranian Aryan Yashts, where a lot of space is devoted specifically to the enmity friendship of Traiton and Vesak. Both Arabic and Indian cultures claim that there are billions of different civilizations. In the Arab myth world, there is a direct indication. Quote, people cannot leave the earth, but the demigods often flew for advice to the sages in other expanses of the universe, for strength and powerful warriors, for weapons to galactic blacksmiths. Sometimes you had to overcome the limit, but this is all for the sake of saving our world, end quote. Fascinating, isn't it? The expanses of the universe, the limit, the civilizations of sages, blacksmiths, warriors, all this reminds of classical fantasy about the cosmos and its inhabitants, where there are good civilizations and there are evil civilizations. It seems that George Lucas is, of course, a genius in this field, a talented man, a great movie director, but everything new is a well-forgotten old. The distant future depicted in his visual masterpieces may well turn out to be just as distant past, which is described in ancient myths. Many years ago, an alien contactee said what his interlocutor from another planet was interested in. How did people learn about the Jedi, the war between civilizations, and all that is shown in Lucas's films? He said that he was terribly surprised that it is a well-known story in the universe, and that's exactly what could have happened. The question is, how did we, underdeveloped primates, quote-unquote, know about all this? And this is on Solask. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.